Hey, it's Ellen here again at Treetops. I'm one of the occupational therapists and my speciality is feeding. So today I'm going to talk to you about the oral motor skills that you need for feeding. So in order to eat effectively, you need to be able to have good oral motor skills, which should all be fully developed by the time you're 2 years old. So what I mean by oral motor skills is tongue movements in your mouth and all your jaw movements to be able to eat food effectively. So you need to be able to move the food around in your mouth to be able to chew it. For example, when you move food to your back molars, which is the correct food placement for actually chewing, really meaty foods or really chewy foods. And this is called the tongue tip lateralization. You also have to have good munching movements, which is like an up and down movement for eating. And then you've got rotary jaw movements. So this is like a round and round movement for actually chewing your food effectively. Further to this, you need to be able to move the food around from one side of your mouth to the other, and to be able to actually cross the midline, so you've got like a line in the middle of you and your food needs to be able to move from sort of left to right. So in order to learn these skills, your child needs to be exposed to different types of food, such as hard munchables. So these are things like carrot sticks, cucumber sticks, that help develop those really good tongue movements. And then you've got foods like soft meltables, so these are things like crackers or crisps that as soon as you put on your tongue, they should almost like dissolve with your saliva. So now it can take up to 10 repeated presentations of a new food with positive reinforcement before a child will begin to eat that food regularly. So many people make the mistake of taking the first rejection of a new food as the final word, but like I say, 10 times before it can be part of their diet. It's also important to set the table with no distractions, if possible, as a family to provide good role modelling. As we discussed the other day, after 4 to 6 months of age, feeding is a learnt behaviour, so it's not innate. We don't already know how to eat. So therefore, every meal and snack time is a lesson, as children need to learn to eat all the foods in order to develop a healthy relationship with food generally, with the food being the focus, not the individual child. So a structure for meal times is therefore really important. So we need to start with our sensory diet, making sure that our child's in a nice calm and ready state. Then we move on to hand washing, ideally in a bathroom sink. And then next we sit at the table as a family, and then it's food time, which is our main focus, and then everybody helps pack away and clean up. And then again we finish with hand washing and wiping faces away from the table. Some other great ways for developing oral motor skills are blowing and sucking activities, such as blowing bubbles. You can blow these obviously just with your normal bubbles, or what's really good is blowing bubbles into things like milkshakes, and if they're homemade, it's even better. See our next video for why. Blowing races with cotton wool balls or whistles would be really good. So what I want your activity to be for today is, I want you to have a think about any other oral motor activities that you can think of anymore, and have a go at blowing some whistles. So we've got a nice moustache here. And I'll see you again tomorrow for another video.